I'm Professor Pi. Welcome to my daily mathematical adventures. Hey, don't forget me. I'm Cowboy Rufus. I'm your favorite student. Hi, I'm Professor Pi. Please come with me for another mathematical adventure today. Today I want to talk about inequalities, but I've had some personal problems. And I have a psychiatrist, he's decided to give me a negative positive board. So if I say anything negative today, I will flip this board this way. Every time I say something positive, I don't have to flip the board. My favorite Haiti Indians won Friday night, so I don't have to flip the board because that was positive. But that other team, they were pretty bad. I've done it again. I've done it again. Every time I say something negative, I tell you that my feet hurt. Well, that's negative, so I flipped the board. I was going to talk about inequalities again. Let me get back on track. You know, that class, they just, how should I say this? There's only a few of them that are really brilliant in the class. That's a positive statement, so I didn't flip the board. That class I had last year, they just had no luck at all solving equations. Once again, I've done it again. Every time I say something negative, oh, did I tell you my feet hurt? Yeah, that's negative. Let me get back to inequalities. Let me think a minute. I went to Walmart to buy school supplies. They had everything I needed. See, I'm in a positive mood. My doctor would be proud of me. Except for the lines at Walmart are like 80, 85, 90 people in front of me. Okay, that was negative, so I flipped my board. You might ask why this silly board has anything to do with inequalities. But as you can see, that is an inequality symbol on there. This is less than. This is also greater than. We only have one symbol. We can send it this way. We can send it this way. We can put a line underneath and have it less than or equal to. Let's see if I can get this right. I am old. Oh yeah, that's negative. So I got to flip the sign. I am older than my students. That is, I am greater in age than my students. My students are less in age than I am. So the same sign is greater than and less than. We always face the Pac-Man mouth toward the big one and the arrow toward the small one. This is, I can solve inequalities. Algebra 2 CED.A.1 and Algebra 2 CED.B.4. I can solve one-step inequalities and I can solve multi-step inequalities. And this video, of course, will be right about there when you see this. Inequalities are worked just the same way. They're worked the same way as inequality. Pretend that you have an equal sign. Except when you multiply or divide by a negative, you flip the sign. So anytime you multiply or divide by a negative, you flip the sign. You flip the sign. Just like every time I said something negative, I ended up flipping the sign. That's what the silly sign has to do with inequalities. Here I have 3x plus 4 is greater than 12. The opposite of add 4 on both sides is subtract 4 on both sides. All I did was subtract 4. I didn't divide by a negative. I didn't multiply by a negative. So I have no reason to flip the sign. So now I've got 3x is greater than 8. I'm going to divide by 3, so there's no need to change the sign. No need at all. X is greater than 8/3. That one's worked exactly like inequality. Now try this one. 5 minus 7x is greater than 12. And we ask ourselves, what are we doing to the variable? What are we doing to x? What are we doing to x? We're multiplying by minus 7. And then we're going to add 5. The opposite of add 5 is subtract 5. And we do it on both sides, of course. Some of my Algebra 1 students are having a problem with that, but you won't. We added -5 to both sides. Some of my Algebra 2 students say it that way. Some of my Algebra 1 students are saying we subtract 5 from both sides. Subtracting 5 from both sides and adding a -5 to both sides is the same thing. So then we get minus 7x is greater than 7. We're going to divide both sides by minus 7. Which means, what's it mean? It means I flipped my sign. My sign was this, greater than. Now I flipped the sign, and the point is going the other way. So I get divide by minus 7 here. I flip the sign. And I get x is less than minus 1. What does that look like on a number line? We got minus 1. We got 0. We got 1 on our number line. X is less than minus 1. Looks like that. And we're going to go to the left forever. Now, this would be an open circle. Underneath minus 1 would be an open circle. If it were greater than or equal to in the original problem, this would be a closed-in circle. But in both cases, we would circle the minus 1 and we would go left because we're saying x is all real numbers that are less than minus 1. I hope that helps you get inequalities. They are just like equations, and it'll be really simple for you to solve them if you just remember by flipping my negative board. By the way, the whole time I've been talking about inequalities, for some reason, this room's felt really hot. I just hate it when this room gets hot. Oh, there it again. Said something negative. I got to flip my board. Y'all have a great day with solving these inequalities. Thanks for watching another Professor Pi video. Yeah, y'all come back tomorrow. Cowboy Rufus and Professor Pi will teach you something new.